Hi, welcome to the Big Clean Co podcast, or if you're watching this on YouTube, the YouTube channel. My name's Kacie Stevens. I'm the owner of the Big Clean Co. Today we're going to have a chat about employees who open their own business, or employees who come from another cleaning business or want to work for two cleaning businesses, how I handle those kind of things. Because I've employed quite a number of people over the last 6 years, and I've definitely had this come up in various different forms. First of all, I want to talk about my responsibilities as a business owner that could potentially prevent any problems from popping up before I've even employed anyone in this scenario. So the first is, it's my responsibility to make sure my clients and my relationship, or the business and the client's relationship, remains strong. So I need to have, and I do have, systems in place that ensure I'm keeping communication open, making sure that they're happy with the service, making sure that I quickly nip any problems in the bud before they become bigger issues that might mean that client then does go out and find another cleaner, and hopefully prevent that from being like a poaching scenario where it's people cleaning in my team who the client says, well, I'll just pay you directly and you come and do the work for me. So I need to always be asking myself, am I doing my absolute best to maintain those client relationships? The second thing is, I need to make sure that I'm also keeping my relationship with my employees well maintained, so that I can just get onto those issues really quickly if I catch wind of somebody who might be about to leave or starting their own cleaning business. And you can do that in the exact same ways that you do with your clients. You should be constantly asking your employees for feedback, how they're going, what their goals are for the future, so that you can have some kind of understanding about the motivations that each employee has. There will be times that people will just lie about it and go behind your back. And I've had that happen, and we're going to get into that in a minute. But first of all, I want to share one of the experiences I had with somebody opening their own cleaning business who was cleaning for me. And it was actually in completely positive circumstances. So I had a young 20-something-year-old girl working for the Big Clean Co for about 6 months in a full-time position. And she decided to go out on her own. She had a mother-in-law who worked in real estate, and her mother-in-law was going to feed her jobs. So she'd still be the cleaner, not necessarily a cleaning business. It's a business, but it's a business, but you've still got a job as a cleaner. And so that's what she was going out to do. And she was really open about it. She told all of the staff. Of course, it got back to me, and then her and I had a discussion about it. And as it turned out, she was servicing every fortnight a client for the Big Clean Co he was a low-paying client as far as our clients go. When you employ people, they need to be paying a certain amount for you to be able to employ your staff. So a low-paying client for the business, but not necessarily for a solo cleaner. And he really liked her cleaning his place every fortnight. So when she left to go out on her own, I actually said to her, if you want, I can give this client your phone number and he's all yours. And as far as I'm aware, she kept servicing his place for quite some time after. I've got no idea anymore, but this was a while ago. So that was all perfectly happy. Everyone was happy. She left, good terms. She gave her notice, worked her notice out, and that was that. The second time that I've had this happen was with somebody who worked with me for a long time. In fact, she started with me from before I had the cleaning business. In the hospitality business I had, when she was 16. She worked with me for 8 years. And she had a baby when she was about 18 and continued working all through pregnancy and then early motherhood. And then she became a single mother, and she was supported by my business, and I helped her get a mortgage for her house by putting her on a full-time wage, even knowing that she wasn't going to be staying full-time because she had a child. But we did that, and I never had any inkling that she was going to be starting her own business. She'd given her notice for leaving, and in my mind and in all of the people in our team, from what I knew of what she was telling clients, it was because she was going to become a kinder teacher. And so she gave me an end date telling me that she was going to be starting full-time study. Remembering this is someone I've known for 8 years, I knew her family, her parents, her sister had worked for me for some time. Never did I consider that there was anything but the truth in her reason for leaving. Then I found out that she'd actually started a cleaning business with someone who'd done admin for a very short time. She was a cleaner in my business and had done admin for a very short time and then very abruptly quit while she was doing the admin job. So I found out that she'd taken everything from the back end of my business, joined up with this other girl who'd worked for my business for 8 years, and they were starting a cleaning business together. This was probably the yuckiest I have ever felt in the time that I've employed people, because I'd been lied to so blatantly and it just felt horrible. I don't think I would ever have that same kind of relationship with an employee again. When you employ with someone for that long, from when they're that young, you definitely there's times that you forget that this is an employer-employee relationship. And it was yucky. That's all I'm going to say with that. It was probably it was 100% the only time that I have cried while I've had my business because of something in my business. I felt devastated, not because she'd gone out on her own, but because she'd lied for so long about it while working still for the big Clean Co. And over time, I found out she'd solicited clients. Some of our clients left and went with her. I mean, I'm talking like 3 or 4 clients left and went with her. She was a really great cleaner, a very reliable employee. I completely understand why clients would have gone with her. I understand all of that. What I didn't understand was being lied to. I can see why she did, but it just really, that definitely hurt me. So the 2 girls who started that business, then they broke up as a partnership within months. But the employee that I had for 8 years ran that business for the time afterwards. Would I implement non-compete clauses? We do have one in our contract. But the problem is, would I take that person to court? Would I fight that for the sake of what? 3 or 4 clients that they've gained? The answer is no. She was a really great cleaner, a really great employee. She'd still be a really great cleaner. Do I think she's a threat to my business? Absolutely no. There is no reason that I would take that person to court and try to get back what I've lost in the clients that she had. It's just a hard no. So that's why I'm a little bit blasé about non-compete clauses in contracts. It's like, are you going to fight that? Is it worth it? My job as a business owner is just to keep moving forward, ensure that the good employees that I have now have secure, stable jobs, are treated well, that I'm maintaining my relationships with those employees and also my clients. And like I said, just keep moving forward. What I ultimately think about it is that I just can't take these things too personally. It makes total sense why someone would want to go out on their own, particularly if they know the back end of your business and they know how much you're charging for the jobs that they go out for, and they don't really understand what it takes and what it costs to run a business. They think, well, Kacie in the big Clean Co is charging this for me to go out and I'm getting paid this as an employee. I'm better off just going out and doing those jobs myself. I get that. That particular person also gets a single parenting payment. So I also understand why she would want to start going out and taking cash jobs herself so that she can get her maximum amount off the government while doing those cleaning jobs on the side. That's none of my business ultimately. My business is to just focus on my business. So yes, it hurt. Yes, I thought about it for a while afterwards, but this is years gone by now, and this is the first time I've ever really publicly spoken about it. I just don't think I would have ever shared it at the time because I was so in it, but it's behind me now. And I get asked constantly what my thoughts are on employees opening their own businesses. And finally, I'm telling you what my thoughts are. My thoughts are, it's almost inevitable that if you're employing, not high amounts of people, but like if you're employing even 5 people, it's going to happen to you one day. And all you can do is keep focusing on doing the best that you can in the business you have, and don't worry about those little things that are going to happen. The next scenario of employees and other cleaning businesses is if somebody has their own business already, they're a solo cleaner, they have some clients that they service, but they don't have enough, because really anyone can jump in the Facebook groups and say that they're a cleaner and get a few clients. Can you actually do what it takes to have a business that is able to provide you the lifestyle that you want? It's difficult. So a lot of people do end up coming back into the job market and looking for a job, because having a job is often, for a lot of people, so much easier than having your own business. So I've had this happen before where a solo cleaner came to me and she wanted a full-time job. I gave her a full-time contract. Before she signed it, she changed her mind and said that she wanted to keep the clients that she had, which were in the same area that we clean in. She wanted to keep the clients that she had and only have a part-time job with us. I went back and I offered her slightly higher money to drop those solo clients that she had and come work with us full-time. She said no. I made the decision that it was too much of a conflict of interest. Those clients were in the exact suburb that she'd be cleaning in for us. And ultimately, if you're trying to get your own business off the ground, but you're working for someone else, your own business is always going to come first. And I just saw too many red flags in that relationship for me to go ahead with it. So she did not end up working for us at all. There are times that I think this might be worth it, and it's maybe if somebody is working for another cleaning business and they come to you for a job, they need a certain amount of hours per week or a certain amount of income per week, and you're not able to offer them that full amount, then I would consider them working for both businesses, because you can't actually offer them that full amount, but they're a great cleaner, they're a great person, and you want them in your business. I would consider that then. It's never happened to me because I'm always able to offer people what they actually come to me asking for, because we have been continuously growing over the past 6 years. So when somebody says, no, I want to keep that other job, I just think, oh, that's a conflict of interest I'm not willing to go forward with. But if you are only looking for a cleaning staff member for 2 or 3 days a week because your business isn't at the point yet where you can offer them 4 or 5, but they need that 4 or 5, then I would certainly consider letting them continue. Or when I say letting them, you're not letting them, like this is their own choice, but just offering them, you can have these days with me and continue working with that other business and we can go forward. Whatever boundaries you do put in place around this, know that there is only so much you can do to protect yourself from it. Employees opening up their own business in the same industry as yours is common across every industry at every level. And it was once said to me that it is the best employees who often steal from a business. So it's those amazing managers at supermarkets or retail stores who are stealing from the business. And that's how I kind of felt it was for me when that employee of 8 years left. It felt like she'd stolen a part of my business, and she was 100% one of my best employees at that time, and I didn't see it coming. But I have not let that stop me from continuing to grow, continuing to employ people and just be open to them. I don't expect everybody to do that. It's just, that was a rare thing that happened, and I'm going to keep pushing forward. And I hope that anyone who is worried about this potentially happening just let go of that a little bit. So many good experiences happen with employing people, and those negative ones, they feel huge, but in the scheme of things, it's just a blip on the radar, and we just keep pushing forward and not letting it affect us. Hope you found this whole thing helpful, because I feel like I've shared quite a lot about my experiences with employing people, especially that big negative one. Let me know if there's anything that you want me to talk about specifically, because I'm only doing these podcasts based on questions that you guys ask me. So feel free to reach out to me on social media and let me know what you want to hear me chat about.